Hey everybody, it's Steve here. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we defeated Argus in the second dungeon of the Dark World. In this one, we're pretty much going to go straight to the third. There's one heart piece we're going to snag along the way. It won't benefit us because we've only got two right now. But it's close by to the next dungeon. It's basically you're going to go toward the entrance to Death Mountain in the Dark World. And since we now have the hook shot and the magic cape, we'll be able to get that heart piece. So we're just going to kind of wrap around. As long as we're passing by, I do have an empty bottle. There's a fairy fountain right here by Link's house. Might as well grab one. Can't hurt. Again, I'm playing very defensively. I like to have a stock of fairies on hand just in case. Again, now that we got the magic cape, though, it kind of makes you, it gives me that like invincible feeling, and it probably shouldn't. Where am I going? I'm trying to get around this castle. I do not want to go in the castle. There's a warp point if you try to go upward there through the castle. Where am I going? This is a horrible beginning. This is the worst thing ever, and I'm lost again. Okay. Yeah, there's a warp point if you go under that little gate toward the castle. We do not want to do that. We want to go around the castle. We're kind of be heading into kind of like the Lost Woods area. That is where the next dungeon is, and hopefully, if I stop screwing up so much, we can just get there. Ow. Okay. Maybe not. Oh my god. I apologize for this. This is horrible. Okay, I think we finally got it now. Good grief. Here's that stupid screen. Oh my god, my least favorite screen in the whole game. Here it is. Once again, we meet once again. Worst screen ever. Alright, so we're just going to go to the entrance of Death Mountain and get ourselves a heart piece. Wait a minute, I'm going to Kakariko Village. Because I'm going to wrap around through Skull, because I want to be in the Dark World. So yes. Oh my god, I have got the worst sense of direction. I've talked about this before. My sense of direction, my lack of use for maps, they mean nothing to me. I mean, this one, I don't know. I mean, looking at the map here, it kind of, the overworld map, it helps me out a little bit, but still. Anyway, we're going to use this warp point back to the Dark World from here, the one where you pound the stake down. There we go. Now we're on track. And then we can sneak over to the Death Mountain entrance in the Dark World, snag a heart piece, and then hopefully get to the third dungeon. There's like the Dark World version of the Cuckoos. These little skeleton birds. Can you please? Thank you. Oh my god. Heart, I'll take it, thank you. So what else is going on? We got, some snow going on now, apparently. Not as bad as last week, where we got like a foot all at once. We're supposed to get like a total of a foot over like a 36-hour period. I am still going the wrong way. What blows my mind is how many times I've played this game, and yet I still get lost. Especially in the later portions of the game. I mean, believe it or not, we are kind of in the later portions of the game. I've done so much collecting at the beginning of the game and toward the middle part that it's going to make the rest of this game kind of fly by, because we're just going to go really from dungeon, and that's kind of how it's going to be. Maybe picking up like one thing in between. So there's that heart piece. I was watching back one of my videos, whichever episode it was, I don't know, but you can actually see it as we walk by here. So again, you need the hook shot and the magic cape in order to get this one. And if these stupid things will get out of my way, there we go. In this next room, you're gonna have to hook shot across a gap and then use the magic cape to get past a barrier, one of those bumpy bumper ball barriers. I'm always checking pots for shit, I swear. Okay, magic cape, and which is kind of weird to me, because I understand if the magic cape makes you invisible, but it actually allows you to pass through matter, so to speak. That's kind of strange. It almost makes Link not exist at all within space. You know, so it's not just an invisibility cloak. It kind of makes Link vanish altogether, but he can still attack with the magic cape. So it's a very strange item. Anyway, this is Skull Woods, and it is going to be... The interesting thing about this dungeon is that there's an overworld component to it. We're going to be going above and below ground periodically. I am not where I need to be at all. Again, I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but yes, we do not want to be here at all. This is not... No. We'll get there eventually, folks, I promise. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, we're going to wrap around. We're going to leave, go to the right, go back up, and then we should be where we need to be. There's a lot of unnecessary steps to the dungeon. Again, if you don't want the map, you don't want the compass, you can skip a lot of the dungeon, but that's not my style. We're going to get all those items, as always. I think the one that concerns me the most is Ganon's Tower at the end. That's like the one dungeon in the entire game where I kind of forgo the map and the compass, but for the sake of this playthrough, I will get them. This guy can eat your shield. Be careful. You can get it back, though, unlike in the original game, where if a like eats your shield, it's just gone. You know, so once you kill the enemy, you can get it back, but anyway, we're going up into that skull right up here. And so, here we go, the dungeon. We're in this area simply for the map. The map is in the room to the right, and that's all we're getting in this area. There's the big chest right there, but we do not have the big key, nor can we get to that chest from this side, so here's your map. I think there's only 2 floors, because they're showing you the outside, I believe, basically. Yeah. So, not too bad. So we're just going to get out of here and move on to the next area. Bye, guys. Fucking mini mold worms. Next we're just going to fall down this pit over here. Our next item to snag is the compass. Oh, this is not a good setup. There we go. Arrows that I don't need. You guys, stop bumping me. Oh, jeez. Okay. There might be some hearts in here. Oh, there's one. I'll take it. Here, have a pot. No, oh, never mind. No, I didn't say anything. I was not going to smash you with a pot. I swear. That was not my intention at all. Oh my god. Like I said, these red ones. Oh. Why? Why are they like one of the strongest enemies in the entire game? Anyway, here's your compass. And opening the chest also kind of makes the floor open up some pits. But it's still no big deal. We're just going to go around them. So the next thing we're looking for is the big key. There's a small key in this room. Gibdos. Gibdos. Yes, these things are called Gibdos. I think. Isn't that what the mummies are called in Zelda? Gibdos. So there's a small key, and yes, the introduction of wall masters, or are they ceiling masters in this game? Every variation of the wall master, I call them wall masters. I don't care if they're coming from the wall, the floor, the ceiling. They're all wall masters. But if one of them grabs you, it takes you back to the entrance of the dungeon. In this particular case, since there's multiple entrances, you'll be taken just to the last area that you entered into, if that makes sense. They're so creepy. They're just these disembodied hands trying to grab you, grope you. There's another small key here. You're going to end up with an extra key here. There is another key later in the dungeon that you really don't need. I'll probably, again, just to show it, I'll show it, but at this point we have, I'm pretty sure, all the keys that we need to finish this up. No matter how many times you kill the wall master, it always comes back, so it's almost better to not even bother killing it, honestly, but there is a bit of a delay before it comes back, so yeah, it's beneficial. From here we're going to cut through the rib cage up here. This is a very creepy place, and again, when you're a kid, or at least when I was, things that were disturbing, or I never saw them as such. It's not until I get older that I start to find things more kind of disturbing. You know, here we're walking through a giant rib cage and going into skulls, and Let's just start bombosing everything. Bombos for all. Because this room is a pain in the ass. A bit. It's not a pain, it's just... You could potentially get grabbed by a wall master because there is one that's going to come down and harass us while we're trying to push this statue onto this button to open the door. Can I get it where I want it to be? Oh my god. There we go. Oh jeez. Okay. I just want to put the statue on the button so that it can be happy, because it is providing the service that it was created for. My god. Jeez. Has anyone... I'm sure many people have. If you've seen Castaway with Tom Hanks, he's stranded alone on an island for like years. And I don't want to spoil too much of the movie in case you haven't seen it, but a bunch of stuff washes on shore, and there's like a volleyball, and he befriends it. It becomes his friend because he's alone, and so he has no contact with anybody, and so the ball becomes his friend. It's actually kind of touching. I remember at the time that movie came out that I saw either an essay or something that somebody had written about, you know, what really does happen to a person when they are kind of cut off from all human contact completely, that they will start to befriend inanimate objects. Well, they will start to give personalities to inanimate objects. Now, oh my god, why am I even talking about this? I can't believe I'm talking about this. I'm certainly not at that level, okay? There's a lever in here we're going to pull. That's why we're cutting through here. We're going to sneak down along the bottom here, and we're going to make everything explode. Like so. And that will give us access to the dungeon item, which is the fire rod. So I'm not at the level of Tom Hanks in that movie, okay? By no means. But that article I read always stuck with me, and that movie sticks with me because I live a very isolated life, I admit that, and I don't have much interaction with other people. I mean, outside of work, really. You know, I have no social life at all, so we're going to backtrack to the ribcage here. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm trying to think of an example. So let's say you've got like a stack of towels. I've got like a stack of towels. I'll use the one on top of the pile, you know, maybe the second one. Now then you do laundry, and those two go back on the top of the pile, but what happens then is that the ones on the bottom of the pile aren't getting used. Now I'm the kind of person who feels or wants to believe that, you know, we're all here for a reason. We were all created for a purpose. And so therefore, this thing is creepy as hell. What is that even supposed to be? Oh my god. Here's the extra key. It's in that chest down there. I don't need it at all, but I'm gonna be... My OCD is gonna win this time, and I'm gonna go for it. So, I need to believe that everything that is created for a purpose, and it's only right to then use that object for its intended purpose. So when I, you know, do laundry, and I will put those towels on the bottom of the pile so the ones on the bottom are now moved up. And then I'm just going to magic mirror out of here. It's going to take me right just back up to the upper level. So that therefore all of the towels are being used at some point. And I place human emotions onto inanimate objects, if that makes any sense. I feel like the towels are going to be sad if they don't get used for what they were created for. If that makes any sense. You know, I want the inanimate object to be happy, and I feel that the way that it becomes happy is by being used for its intended purpose. So I just like to make sure that they're all being used, and then that makes them happy. So, God, it's so stupid. This is so stupid, but I basically, I'm not befriending objects, I'm not talking to them, I'm not having interactions with them, but I place human emotions onto inanimate objects. I guess that's all I'm trying to say here. And it reminds me of that article in that movie, in that it comes from isolation. It comes from lack of human contact. Anyway, can I push these? No. I guess, am I going up here? I'm losing myself because I'm babbling, but is it? I'm pretty sure this is the room where you can actually get another extra key. Things by killing that Gibdo. I think he's got it. Oh my god. Yep. So yeah, you end up with an extra key because we're going to use one on the door, and then that's it. And we should be at the boss already? Yeah, right down this hole is the boss. I'm going to use a fairy. Sure, why not? Come here. Man, they're so tricky to catch though again, sometimes. I've actually had some get away from me sometimes, like near a wall. But anyway, we're going to go fight the boss, who is Mothula. The fire rod, obviously, since you just acquired that item. That's what you're going to want to use against him. You can also use the magic cape, as always, to make yourself invincible. Because there's also all this shit going on the floor, the spikes. And I am not doing well at all. Mothula. Alright, I'm just gonna switch to the magic cape for the rest of this. Because I'm close. I've hit him. I don't know how I forget how many hits he takes, but I've done pretty good. Go. No. No. You must end. Thank you. Okay, that didn't go bad at all. And there's 14 hearts for us now. We have rescued the next damsel in distress. And she will bestow upon us her words of wisdom. It's a pretty tiny crystal. How did a person fit inside? Because then it grows. Okay. That's some strange magic there. Let's see. You're going to tell us about the prophecy. Yes, the hero must appear to destroy the evil person who grabbed the Triforce. And we learn that we are a Hylian, however you want to pronounce it. Do you understand? Not at all. Just like nobody probably understood a damn thing I was talking about in this video. So, let's end it. That is the third dungeon. Everyone take it easy, have a good day. I'll see you next time for The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.